So the uh, the market update is going to be on Sonoma County, and the question is, what will $500,000 buy you in Santa Rosa, California? And there are some cool things happening in the real estate world right now, so I am definitely excited to give you this presentation this morning. Again, my name is Austin Lawrence. I am your mountain biking MLO, trying to just bring you some information that could be helpful to you, especially if you're in the market in this particular area. So let's talk about Santa Rosa, California. Santa Rosa actually is probably one of my favorite cities in Sonoma County, and for the specific purposes, that's where I go mountain biking most of the time. So Annandale State Park is where I usually go. So if you get a chance, it's a great place to go hike around. Got a nice little lake up at the top, and obviously when the water's a little bit higher, they have some decent fishing there too. But just great hikes, nice, beautiful area, and just a good, change of mind kind of location. So Santa Rosa is located in Sonoma County, just north of San Francisco, right off the 101 freeway. If you didn't or haven't heard of Santa Rosa, a couple years ago it was really popular because it had a huge fire in the area. So it is a city that's kind of recovering and building and has a lot of really cool stuff that's going on in it. It was founded in 1833, so it is one of those old cities in the United States. Saint Rose of Lima is what it was named after. So Santa Rosa ended up being the new name. Before the arrival of the Europeans, the Santa Rosa Plain was home to a strong and populous tribe of Pomo natives, known as the, I'm going to probably butcher this, but the Bidakamatara. The Bidakamatara controlled the area closely, barring passage to others until permission was arranged. Those who entered without permission were subject to harsh penalties, and the tribe gathered at ceremonial times in Santa Rosa on the creek near present-day Spring Lake Regional Park. So it has a really cool history, and you can still actually visit some of those native places that are celebrating the Pomo. All right, so switching over market analysis, how is this community? Well, Santa Rosa does have a rich past and agricultural community, and today it is still one of the fastest growing communities in California. What is the state of home sales and market conditions and market rates in Sonoma County, specifically Santa Rosa? So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. The loan limit in Sonoma County, conventionally speaking, currently is 707,250, but it is going up. We just got the announcement, so I'm going to share with you those new numbers. So if you are getting into a loan right now, odds are it's probably not going to close by the beginning of the year because of the upcoming holidays. So inevitably you will have access to these new loan limits, and most of my lenders are offering this as well right now. So last week home sales slowed a bit because of supply and demand. This market is slowing a bit, but that's just because it was red hot. Big factors are the holidays starting, COVID restriction, this new variant, and appraisal turn times obviously can slow down the process. So very good to get an appraisal waiver if you can up front. All right, so what's going on in this community with home sales? I just want to share with you something that's really kind of important. The new loan limits for 2022 have been released. So the new loan limits for this particular area, I'm just focusing on Sonoma County. A 1 unit went from 707,250 is now 764,750. And if you have a 4 unit, that went all the way up to 1.4, or the exact number is 1,470,700. So you've got a huge jump. Some areas went up over 100,000, but this area went up just about 60,000, give or take 57,000 or so. So gives you a lot better options, which means you can go up to that limit, meaning 764, 750 as your loan amount. So add on top of that a 3% for a 3% down, or a 5% for a 5% down. So it gives you a lot more purchase power in this situation. And with rates still being right at about 3.25, right around that range right now, you are definitely in a position where you're going to get a lot of purchase power as a new buyer. All right, let's talk about Sonoma County specifically. Sonoma County is averaging right around $725,000. So actually the average is a little bit below what they will allow for that one unit. And I found rates this morning, they shifted a little bit, interestingly, as I was doing this. But this morning when I first did it, it was 3.137 on a 30-year fix. That's 20% down, 760 credit, first-time home buyer. And you could probably get a little bit like 3.34 something or another. I was looking at this morning if you did that 3 or 5% down, one of those programs. Average home sales in about 36 days. Last year was about 44 days. So that's tightened up a little bit, and that's pretty reasonable. You get into the process and you lock in maybe 7-8 days in there for a 30-day lock is just reasonable. October home sales, 589. Last year was 570. Active listings right now, we have right around 1,250, and that's give or take depending on which site you go to. I usually look at Redfin, Realtor, Zillow, etc. So you're right at about 1,271 for active listings in Sonoma County. Average home sales about 1%, and this just went down because it was about 2 to 5%. It goes pending in around 39 days. Hot homes can sell for about 3-4% above list price and pending in about 27 days. Obviously, those people are a little bit more motivated and really are trying to just lock in those particular hot homes and get them sold. They're more turnkey, less conditions that go into it. All right, Santa Rosa, we're here. Let's talk about it. Santa Rosa sale price. What we're looking at is about an average of $665, which is an increase from last year, by the way. Active listings, I see about 424 active listings on the market currently. Average rates are going to, again, be about the same. If you're looking at that, the best case scenario, 20% down, 760 credit, probably 3.137. That shifted down just a little bit within the last couple hours, and those are kind of fluctuating depending on where the market is, depending on all the news that's coming in, etc. So on a 30-year fixed, great opportunity. I did this as 707 as the loan amount because I was looking at the current loan limit of 707,250, but you can just imagine that can go up to 760. You can add that 3 to 5% on top of that. You're probably going to still be within that same range. Average home sells in about 36 days, and home sold 250, which is an increase. So we are seeing a good amount of movement coming in this market. I did find a sold in September because I wanted to show you this in Santa Rosa. This one is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,900 square foot, beautiful home, turnkey, nice layout, nice lot. So I think this is endemic of what you're going to see in the market and average. And this one sold at 750,000. So this is kind of where the market actually is. I also want to talk about one other thing that is happening in the market. So let me get those people that are dealing with ARMs. If you are in an ARM, meaning you have a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, a second mortgage, or you actually have an adjustable rate mortgage, you need to hear this. You need to check and see what the index that's being used to support your rate. Meaning, if you're using the LIBOR, that's the London actual index, it is going to be discontinued as of December 31st. So you want to be aware of that because it's going to go to what's called the SOFR, SOFR, and the SOFR index is not the same as the LIBOR. So I would be super aware of this as I'm looking at what's going to happen, and maybe even start talking to your lender now because you might want to switch into a fixed rate. You may want to switch into a different type of ARM if you can, or try to get out of that loan because you probably are going to be getting some confusing information, or at least a switch in the actual rate, because that index and margin are probably going to be different than the LIBOR. We know they're not parallel, so we don't really have enough information at this point to be able to give you an exact idea. That's why you want to contact your lender and see what they have to say with regards to that. But important news, the LIBOR index is being discontinued, and we are going to switch to the SOFR SOFR. So you do want to be aware of that, especially if you're in a HELOC, an ARM, a second mortgage, something that's relying upon the LIBOR index. Okay, enough of that. Didn't want to take up a lot of your time, but let me go ahead and share with you my contact information. Please, love to hear what you have to say. I love to get your opinions, questions, comments. How can I improve this to make it more relevant to you? I would love that feedback. My name is Austin Lawrence. I am your mountain biking MLO, and I will absolutely see you on the trail. All right. So thank you very much for being here. I really appreciate it. Again, please subscribe. I do these every Friday, and I have a bunch of other content that I would love to share with you that comes out during the week. And if you have any questions, again, you're more than welcome to reach out to me via email, text, phone call, or just put your comments down here, and I will definitely get back to them within 24 hours. All right. Thank you very much for being here. You have a wonderful weekend. And if you do not come back, you have a super holiday season, and make sure that you spend that time with your family and friends, really appreciating how wonderful this holiday season is for that type of an experience. All right. Thank you very much. I will see you on the trail.